Hi, I'm Anne-Marie from brambleberry.com. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make this hyaluronic aloe vera honey face mask. Last year, the cosmetic formulator, Tara Lee, made this awesome mask for us. We loved it, you loved it, and so we decided to update it this year with some extra skin-loving ingredients. Specifically, this year we're adding honey, aloe vera, and some hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid in the body helps add to the moisture inside your body, as well as for your skin, gives it more of kind of a plump, dewy look. And since it goes away as we age, that's why we add it topically. What does it do topically? Well, it draws moisture to the skin. In fact, it's so good at it that you want to apply this when your skin is just a little bit moist so it doesn't accidentally draw moisture from your skin, because it is so good at taking moisture and going and wanting to absorb it. Brambleberry's hyaluronic acid is a medium density hyaluronic acid. That means that it is really good at attracting moisture, but also good at keeping moisture on your skin. Another really important ingredient in this mask is the Honeyquat, which is stabilized honey. And what that does is it adds moisture to your skin. It actually does way more than liquid glycerin in terms of attracting moisture and keeping it on your skin, giving you that dewy, fresh complexion. So to finish this off and really drive home the fact that there's honey in this, we added a little bit of King's Gold mica just to make it look like it's got honey in it. All right, let's get started. First of all, if you're making this to sell, please make sure you're following GMP, good manufacturing practices, and you've got your hairnet on, your gloves on, and all of that kind of stuff. If you're making this to give away or just use yourself, also make sure you're using good kitchen manufacturing practices, which includes disinfecting all your equipment. You can do that with a 5% bleach water solution or rubbing alcohol. So the very first step, and we're going to do this in a phase A and a phase B, is to mix together 6 grams of hyaluronic acid and 40 grams of glycerin. After that, we'll add our preservative and our mica. So as a soap maker, I usually work in ounces, but when you're doing skincare, you'll often see everything in grams because it's more precise. And yes, you do need to weigh. Volume does not work when it comes to skincare, especially not these small little amounts. So 40 grams of liquid glycerin, which acts as a humectant on our skin, and in this case will also act as a carrier for our hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is so light and fluffy, and you're gonna be using weight, and so I'm just gonna go with 6 grams, and remember, you can't take it out. So I start slow, but again, it's really light and fluffy. If you've ever played around with like chia seeds or flax seeds and you know how they kind of just absorb liquid, that's exactly what this hyaluronic acid does. There we go, 6 grams, and this is precious, so I'm just gonna tap this to get the rest in there. Set this to the side. So now we're gonna just mix up a little bit, and you'll notice it's a little bit clumpy, it got opaque, but that is okay. Totally normal, nice and thick. Don't worry about the clumps that you're getting, because we'll work with those in a later phase. And I'm just really, this is obviously a pretty big container for this, so I'm just really scraping the sides to get all the last little bit of hyaluronic acid in. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my King's Gold mica, and you know, what you see is what you get. So I'm just gonna do just like about 3 little scoops, so 3 cc's. And remember, this does end up going clear, so just go ahead and stir that in. You can always add more, can't take it out. That looks so pretty already. I love it. And then we're gonna add in our preservative. And here we're using Optifen ND, and that is a non-paraben based preservative. It's a non-formaldehyde donor. It's best in water-soluble products, and it works best at pHs of 6 and below, which this mask is. I'm just gonna do 6 grams, and because we are being very precise, because this is science, we're gonna weigh that out. Okay, so now we're just gonna give this a quick stir. And remember, this is our phase A. We're gonna work on phase B next, because we mix phase A and phase B separately before mixing it all together. Preservatives are really important in this mask because it's essentially an all water-based mask. And anytime you have any sort of water situation going on, you can grow mold, you can grow bacteria, you can grow all kinds of nasty things that you don't want anywhere in your products, especially not in a face mask that's near your eyes. So definitely make sure you're using an effective broad spectrum preservative. Now I'm just gonna set this aside. We're gonna work on phase B. Phase B is our distilled water, our aloe vera, our honeyquat, our DL-panthenol, which is just a fancy way to say vitamin B5, which is excellent in skincare and hair care. Next, we're gonna add 80 grams of aloe vera liquid. And this aloe vera liquid is fantastic for skin. It's considering conditioning, and it is wonderful to help with redness, and you probably see it in a lot of skincare products. Brambleberry's aloe vera liquid is shelf stable, so it will last for a very long time in your products. Adding the honeyquat to the liquid phase is really easy because it is a water-soluble product, and we're doing 16 grams of this wonderful humectant. And the final thing for our water phase here for B is 8 grams of DL-panthenol, and the DL-panthenol is kind of a white chunky. Don't worry, it will really dissolve easily, and it's pretty heavy. So I'm at 3 grams right now. Just gonna get all the way up to 8. There we go. And that DL-panthenol is such a moisturizing B5 vitamin. It's fantastic on the skin and the hair. Now I'm just gonna give this a quick swirl and whirl. You'll notice that DL-panthenol, that B5, we're seeing a little bit of the chunks in there. Just keep stirring until it's fully dissolved. So now we're going to mix all of this together. Remember, our preservative for the entire recipe is in phase A. We're gonna add phase B to phase A slowly and stir. And I like to use this little whisk, but it'll stir up no matter what you do. And so just add slowly while you're stirring. And you're just gonna keep mixing and mixing, and don't worry, it's all weird and clumpy, but just like chia seeds or flax seeds or anything that absorb liquid, it'll take just a little bit of time for that hyaluronic acid to fully absorb the entire liquid phase B. Look at that clump, like it's not you, it's the product, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. This looks gelatinous and goopy and kind of weird, and I know you're thinking, oh no, what happened? What went wrong? Nothing went wrong. You're gonna cover this with plastic wrap and just set it aside. I set it aside overnight, so just set it aside for a solid 4 to 8 hours, and then we're gonna come back and do a final mixing, and it'll be like magic. So this is what it looks like after 24 hours. You'll notice that it is a really gorgeous kind of gelatinous texture. This is using 1.5% hyaluronic acid. Tara Lee did have experiments all the way up to 2%, which did work, but I really like this consistency, and I think the King's Gold Mica just adds so much to the look of this. It looks really luxurious. I can't wait to use it. So just in case your pH is just a little bit high, Tara Lee gave us an entire way that we can lower the pH at home. It's so simple. You dissolve with your safety equipment on, that means eye goggles and your gloves, 10 grams of sodium hydroxide into 90 grams of distilled water. And then, depending on how far off your pH is, this is a little bit at a time, stir, check your pH again. So you'll just take 1 to 2 drops of this sodium hydroxide solution. You'll do 1 to 2 drops into your mask, and then you're gonna mix really well because you want that sodium hydroxide in there to help you lower the pH if need be. And again, when I just tested ours, it was perfect. This is designed to have a perfect pH, but I wanna give a shout out to Tara Lee for giving us all a way to lower pH of our skincare products at home in a really easy manner that you can test and make sure is predictable for you each and every time. So I was already at a good pH. I'm not expecting this to show very much because I just added a few drops of that sodium hydroxide mixture. I'm at a real good pH right now. I feel so good about this being between 4.5 and 5.5. And now that I feel good about my pH, I'm gonna safely put my sodium hydroxide and water way out of the way. It's time to pour into our jars. And remember, this is ready to use right away. This is ready to give away. Or if you are selling your products and you have been operating in a good manufacturing environment, you can just put labels on this and ship it out of your online store or deliver it to your retail stores or sell it at the farmer's market. This product is a rinse off mask. It's not a peel off mask. I know it looks really gooey like it might be a peel off mask. It is not a peel off mask. It's a rinse off product. So all you do is you apply it to moist skin. Remember, hyaluronic acid draws moisture to itself. You don't want it to come out of your skin. You want it to come out of the air. So apply it to moist skin. Leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes and rinse it away cleanly, and then follow with your normal skincare routine, your serums, your moisturizers, your sunscreens, whatever you do after that. If you're interested in hyaluronic acid, Brambleberry carries the powder. We have recipes. We have a couple of DIY skincare hyaluronic acid kits. We have tons of articles, so head to brambleberry.com to get all of that information and buy your goodies. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up below, subscribe to our channel. Until next time, I can't wait to see what you create. All right, whew. Nope, nope, no, do it again. Nope, 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 nope. That was amazing. I've never had one of these that worked. April, she loves us. That also happens inside. We're working in grams. Phase B, dust, whatever you have on your ceilings, bat guana. We can just smear it all over our body, put saran wrap all over us, and sit there for 4 hours and pretend we're in a fancy spa through the magic of the internet. Nope. Right? Like so. Okay.